Come on, Annie. Let's go to the movies.
This is the Cinereelists, episode 691. My name is Kyle.
My name is Zach.
And we're here to talk movies, movie lists, and movie obsession for the next hour or so. Zach's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
You were not on the last episode.
I was not. I was not available.
Okay, you were unavailable. Yep.
I was unavailable, yes. But alive. I did listen to the intro for your last episode.
Okay.
And there were questions if I was alive or not. And I can say, yes, I'm alive and safe.
Confidently, you were live during the taping of last week.
Confidently alive during the taping of last week. What did you guys even do last week?
It's a secret. We can't tell you.
Okay.
We can't tell anyone.
Pull up the app here where I could give us 5 stars.
Would it be bad if I don't remember what we did last week?
No, because I forget all the time. Oh, you guys did the Fantastic Four.
Oh, that was last week?
I guess so. Was that
nice?
Man.
It feels long time ago.
Time dilates as you get older and stretches at the same time. Like some things go by super fast. Other things you're like, that was only a week ago.
Nice. Fantastic Four. Sweet.
Was it fantastic?
No.
Okay.
It was good.
I really hope people can skip last week's episode. Just be like, Zach, no, it's good. That's all you need.
I think James liked it more than me.
Okay.
Slightly more. Yeah. Well, it's good to have you back. We lost James though.
We lost James. We're not sure he's alive.
I'm not. I haven't talked to him today at all.
I haven't talked to James in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've talked to him most recently.
Yes. Well, we're excited today. Kyle and I were kind of brainstorming what were we going to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
What fun little thing could we work up? And do you want to tell them what we came up with?
Yeah. We came up with an idea of recommending each other movies, but also using AI as well as our letterbox data to have AI recommend us movies and then see who made the better recommendation. The friend of 30 odd years or ChatGPT.
Right. Because we've probably been friends for maybe 37 years, right?
I mean, whatever third grade minus now is.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. Yes.
We've watched a lot of movies together. We've logged a lot of hours talking about movies on this podcast together. So we have a pretty good sense of what kind of movies the other one would like.
Right.
And then with AI, I basically fed it all the movie ratings we have on Letterboxd and, gave it very, very specific instructions to figure out based on what we like and don't like, recommend a movie to us. So let's see who did a better job.
Let's see who did better, friend or AI.
Now, how long did you spend picking the movie for me?
I would say I spent an evening picking the movie for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
AI took like 21 minutes.
Okay.
to pick a movie.
And AI also like learned all your ratings and your data and computed it all.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. And then I guess we'll talk about this maybe when we go into the specific recommendations, but
Sure.
I want to know how you picked a movie for me. And then also like, what were your honorable mentions?
Oh, I don't remember those. Okay.
I do. So I can go into that for you.
Sure. Great.
So should we say what the picks are?
Yeah, we should definitely get into it.
For sure. All right. Do we want to say all 4 or just one at a time as we talk about them?
Let's do one at a time. So
Okay.
there'll be a little bit of anticipation. We don't want people to just, like end the podcast now. Like, oh, okay, these 4 movies.
Yes. All right. Yes. First movie. This is the movie that Kyle recommended for me.
Mm-hmm.
Of every movie in the world, this is the one that he thought I had the best chance of enjoying. Now, were you shooting for a single? Were you shooting for a home run? Like, did you think of every movie, this is the one he's going to give like 6 out of 5 stars? Or like, I need to pick a movie he's guaranteed to at least like? What was the goal?
I think I was shooting for maybe a triple.
Okay. Love it.
Yeah.
Love
it. I wanted to get you a movie that I wasn't a home run can be tough because a home run could also be a strikeout. Like home runs are reaches.
Yeah.
To find
Yeah.
your next 5-star movie, you have to watch a lot of not 5-star movies till you get there.
You do. Now, just to give some context, Kyle and I have seen 1,770 movies in common.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are out of the limit. You have seen 874 movies that I haven't seen. So that's kind of, unless you went with a movie you didn't see, like that'd be a tough one to justify. You know,
Right.
I haven't seen this movie, but I think you'll love it.
From what I've heard.
Yeah. You had 874 movies to draw from, which is a lot.
It is, though I'll say I narrowed it down by 2 ways.
Okay.
One, and maybe we can talk about this in Patreon or later. We have that Letterbox Tools website you sent me, which is very cool. So I use that. And then I also took a look at your watch list to kind of see what you're interested in watching. And
Nice.
that's kind of how I was able to zone in on this pick.
That's great. So the movie you picked for me is The Quiet Earth. Can you tell me about this movie and why you picked it?
Sure. So The Quiet Earth is a 80s sci-fi movie from New Zealand. It's about a man, a scientist, who wakes up one day and he quickly realizes he is the last person on Earth. He can't find anyone else. Now, granted, he lives in New Zealand, so I don't know if that's a great barometer of like, but at least he's the last person in Auckland. That's for sure. And the movie is him dealing with being the last person on Earth, both psychologically as he deals with the loneliness, and then sort of maybe more the scientific aspect of it, of trying to figure out why he's the last person on Earth. And I liked this movie because it has some strong performances, especially the main guy. It's a small cast. It's got some cool visuals, both in like some of the cool tech of the era, as well as some visuals at the end. And I know you have affinity for oceanic culture.
I do have an affinity for oceanic culture. In fact, so I went to New Zealand when I was in 7th grade.
Yeah.
And in this movie, he goes to a Maori like sleeping hut or thing. And it felt so familiar. I feel like I also slept in that Maori building.
There's only so many of those in New Zealand still.
Right. And
it's a very strong possibility.
Yeah. Near Auckland. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Yeah. So this movie was on my watch list. This is a movie that I've actually been meaning to watch for a very long time.
Okay.
Because it often shows up in kind of these hidden gem sci-fi movie lists.
Yes.
As just kind of like a little hidden gem that you haven't heard about, called The Quiet Earth. So I was definitely intrigued by it. It's got a great cover too. That is very intriguing. Maybe you can explain to me the ending, like based on, the cover.
Yeah, I know the cover and the ending. Yes, maybe we can talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So did I like this movie? Yes, I did like this movie.
Awesome.
I really enjoyed this movie. So one thing that movies can do that I really enjoy is present a scenario and then let it play out. I love a good, let's come up with a thought experiment and let it play out and see what happens. I like that. I enjoy that. If you have a good one, a good thought experiment, I could watch that 18 different ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The closest parallel to this movie, I would say, is I Am Legend or like Omega Man, those kind of movies.
Yeah, very similar in the setup of Last Person on Earth.
Yes, but the execution is extremely different, right? What I liked about this one that I didn't like about I Am Legend is I'm not a zombie guy. I don't really care for vampires and zombies and all that kind of stuff, right? So this didn't have that. There are no like secret evil monsters lurking, right? So it takes away the danger aspect that's half of the I Am Legend movies and instead replaces it with the thought experiment of like, what do you do if you're the last person on Earth? Like, what does that do to you? What do you spend your time doing? That kind of thing. And I really enjoyed that. And this movie does do that. Now, the movie's a little hairy at the edges, right?
It's a low budget movie.
It's
In-
a
in- I
low
mean by
budget.
that
It's not
sense,
like
or-
Hollywood gloss. No, not in a
No,
bad
no.
sense.
Yeah.
In a way that I actually probably prefer. It's not like the shiniest, smoothest thing in the world, right?
No.
It's got some like clunkiness to it that's not necessarily cheesy, just not like Hollywood glam.
Right.
But I didn't mind that one bit. I really enjoyed what this movie did. Also, it like the actors it picked again are not like leading men kind of act, like they kind of just seem like random New Zealand actors, but it
They're
worked
just
for me.
people. Yeah.
Right. They're just people.
Especially the guy, like the Maori guy who comes in later.
Yeah.
Like he really
Yeah,
just
yeah,
felt
for
like
sure.
plucked off the street.
Yeah, totally.
Brought his own wardrobe, everything. So.
Totally. Now this movie has a lot of questionable things in it. It starts with a fully naked man.
Well, okay, that's not nudity is questionable.
No, I'm just saying it's got him talking to Hitler.
Yeah, but it's a cardboard cutout of Hitler. He's also talking to He's talking to a lot of cardboard cutouts. Correct?
No, I was just joking. I was like,
okay.
I was trying to pinpoint exactly what it was that you knew I would like, and you're like, maybe it is male nudity and Hitler cutouts was the thing that you thought I would like.
Yeah, and when I think of Zach, I was like, are there butts? And how much Hitler's in this movie?
I don't think there were any butts in this.
Is there full frontal? And how much?
I did enjoy the kind of like reason why everyone had disappeared. So like there wasn't like a bunch of dead bodies or anything, and it was literally people just got zapped out of existence.
Right.
And they do kind of explain it in the movie. Like you do get an answer for why that happened. I don't know if it's an extremely satisfying answer, but it is a reason. Yeah,
the movie at least thought that out. It wasn't just trying to be like, and then they all disappeared. Has to do with like the sun and there's experiments and all this stuff going on.
Yes. And he goes through his like live it up in the mansion phase. He goes through his I'm going insane phase. It's a little bit like Groundhog Day in that way.
For him, every day is the same because it's just him.
That's interesting. Yeah, nothing is different from one day to the next unless he makes it different.
Right. So you could see how you would start to lose your sanity. Yeah,
for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It's super easy to watch. It's only an hour and a half long. It does make my brain think through the scenario and that kind of thing. Have you thought through what it would be like for you in that situation?
Yeah, I think I would take a similar trajectory to this character where there's this confusion phase and then there's probably the acceptance and the live it up. I'm like, okay, well, I'm the only person alive. Might as well go to movie theaters and hang out and live in this mansion. But I think after some point it would get lonely and old. And then that's when the brain really starts to churn about what's the end game here. What's the long-term prognosis? And that's kind of the journey he goes on too.
Oh, totally. It would be interesting to see a remake of this that's hyper realistic in the sense of at some point all the power is going to go off, and at some point he's got to like figure out how to do some crazy engineering in order to keep something from like a nuclear power plant from exploding or something, or like get away from it.
You could probably survive 3-4 days easily.
Right. But then the grocery stores are going to start rotting.
Exactly. Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah. And that,
so like,
and then infrastructure starts to really crumble at that point.
Right. Yeah. So I would be curious about a remake being like really realistic procedural. What do you do?
Who would you have remake this?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because I don't want to introduce monsters or bad guys.
No.
So the obvious people that I would tend to think of would do that. So instead, I want kind of a quieter director, someone who's just is willing to be, maybe a Steven Soderbergh.
I was thinking Steven Soderbergh also. I'm going to throw another name for you because Steven Soderbergh he still has a bit of a slant and a look to his movies.
He does.
Ron Howard.
Yeah, Ron Howard. Now, it'll be tough with just one person to find the heart. I think Ron Howard will find the heart.
I think he could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Soderbergh could give you the procedural, no problem of like the day to day. I think Ron Howard could find the emotional behind it.
All right, Ron Howard. Remake A Quiet Earth.
With you could use Bryce Dallas if you want.
It could be Bryce Dallas.
Get the whole family involved. Are there other Howards besides Ron? And I mean, there has to be other Howards.
I'm sure there's other Howards, right? Are there other famous Howards
like
in the Ron Howard fam? What do you think? Yes or no? What's your guess?
I don't think there's other famous. There's Clint Howard. That's Ron Howard's brother.
Yep, he's in a lot of things.
He's in a lot of things. I'm trying to think if Ron Howard has any other kids that are famous besides Bryce Dallas.
He has another daughter named Paige Howard.
Okay.
And she was in a couple things like Adventureland, but she's not famous.
Didn't really take off as the career.
Yeah.
Okay. Just the two kids?
Yeah. I mean, he has Bryce, Paige, and Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
And a son named Reed.
Okay. Wow. Any more? Do you want to keep adding kids to this?
You never know.
Is Ron Howard currently married?
So Jean Spiegel Howard
is
his mom.
Oh, his mom. not his wife.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm tired of looking it up.
Okay. Well, we will just guess that Ron Howard is married and they are not famous.
So anything else about The Quiet Earth that you thought that you want to talk about?
I mean, I thought the ending you would like.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to get into it or not.
We can get into it. I think it's okay. You know, you can enjoy this movie even if you know some of the details.
Correct. Yeah. So the last shot is really cool.
Yeah, super cool.
And it's kind of the poster also.
Yeah.
And you had questions you want to know, like what was going on there, or
yeah.
Okay. I interpreted it as I guess we set it up. So he eventually finds other people who survived this event. And there's a decent rationale for why they didn't get disappeared and everyone else did, which we won't get into it. But I thought the movie did a good job of kind of explaining why some people survived and most did not. And they come to realize that it's going to happen again. That there's a cycle between the sun and this machine, and it's going to happen again, and then everything's going to be gone. It's going to be like the universe will be snuffed out unless they can stop it. So they come up with a plan to essentially blow up a power station, correct? Or the research station.
Yeah, the satellite dish kind of thing.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Yes, and then our main character, he blows up the satellite dish, and then he wakes up on this beach. In the background are like clouds that look like melting Saturns.
Oh, sure. Oh, totally.
Right.
It's a very cool image.
It's very cool. And he's kind of on this beach, just sort of staring at that in the distance, and then the credits roll. And I got the impression that he was essentially transported to another dimension or another world. Maybe that the world that was these satellite dishes were pointing at, that was kind of causing all this to happen in the first place. So I see him as getting like, he had a second life after that at this new place. Yeah. Is everyone else there? I don't know. Like maybe that's where everyone else ended up.
I got that was my guess too, is that he got transported contact style to another place.
So that's another thing about this movie that I thought of you was I got Contact vibes from this movie.
Yeah.
Mostly the beach at the end, because Contact is a very famous scene on an alien beach.
For sure.
Also. So
yeah, it's Contact plus The Postman.
Yeah. It's like your two favorite movies right there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Done.
So
Yeah.
I guess I was hoping for a triple, but really banged for the home run. If I was choosing those two.
Yeah.
What would you do? You want to do letterbox, or do you want to save all this until we get to all 4 of our movies?
Let's hold off on ratings.
Okay, perfect.
We'll just go on vibes until the end.
Okay, just vibes.
Okay. Yeah. Now for you, I picked the movie Waves.
Yes.
I picked the movie Waves. And I had seen 100, or I'd seen 1,334 movies that you had not seen. So I had a lot of movies to choose from, and I actually kind of agonized over what to pick for you. Because there's a lot of movies that I thought you would like. Okay. I also realized it's harder to pick for someone, even though I know you so well and the movies you like so well, because there's so many little things that can derail a movie for a person. Do you know what I mean?
That's very true. And I can be known to be picky.
Derailed, yeah, for sure. Like, so I know there's some things that like, oh, he might really like this, but he's sensitive around like child endangerment, you know?
Yeah.
Or like introspective Russian narrative. You know, like there's also
which is
Italian neorealism.
Considering
yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is really funny.
Yeah.
Considering what AI recommended for you.
Yep.
Also, so I went with Waves, and here's my thought process. I'll tell you some of the movies I almost went with. Okay.
Yes.
The first movie that popped into my mind that I was for a long time going to go with was Ingrid Goes West.
Oh, the Aubrey Plaza movie.
The Aubrey Plaza movie. And when I compared our list, it was actually one of the ones that was suggested for you of like from that Letterboxd Tools website.
Okay.
And I was like, you like Aubrey Plaza? That movie is criminally underseen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good and really interesting, really easy to watch. It's funny. It's a little crazy. I thought it would be a really good choice for you. But what swayed me against it, and maybe I shouldn't have let it, but what swayed me against it is its average rating on Letterboxd is a 3. So most people that saw it gave it like a 3 or a 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
And very few people gave it a 4.5 or a 5. Very few people. And so I was like, maybe I just like it way more than most people do, you know? Another movie I thought about was Molly's Game by Aaron Sorkin.
Okay, yeah.
And what I liked about this one is it starred Jessica Chastain, and you really liked Zero Dark 30.
I do, yes.
So I was like, maybe he really enjoys Jessica Chastain as like a lead. I know Molly's Game is really well done. It's a really good movie. I gave that 4.5 stars.
Is that a gambling movie?
Yeah, it's a poker movie.
A poker movie, okay.
Yeah. But then I was like, well, he didn't love Rounders.
And you love Rounders, though.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then I was like, maybe The Neon Demon.
Ooh.
It's a Nickley Winding Refn movie, which I think you really liked The Driver.
Drive. I liked
Drive, yeah. You really liked Drive.
And Bronson.
And Bronson was a 5-star movie for you.
It's up there, yeah.
Yeah. But it is a weird one. And I didn't know if you like him when he's like fully weird.
I did not care for Valhalla Rising.
Right?
And
you gave that 2 stars, I think.
Or maybe 2.5. I would mix on that. And Only God Forgives was interesting. I don't know if I liked it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just wasn't sure about any of those. The reason I picked Waves, and again, I kind of let some factors sway me more than others. And I agonized over this. It was in your watch list. Now, I believe it was in your watch list probably just because we've recommended it before. Probably not so much that you wanted to see it.
It's one of these movies. I'll just say right now, it's one of these movies where every time it comes up, you go say, "What? You haven't seen Waves?" I don't know if you know that, but
yeah,
that's how I know this movie. Yeah.
So I was afraid that we had overhyped it, which affects movie perception so much.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, here's what I told myself: it's a really good movie. It does have Lucas Hedges in it, and he really liked Manchester by the Sea. that also had Lucas Hedges. I don't know if Lucas Hedges was the reason you liked Manchester by the Sea, but you did like Lucas Hedges in Manchester by the Sea. And on Letterboxd, very few people gave it less than a 3.5 stars. Most people gave it a 4 or 5.
Yep.
So I was like, if Kyle is like most people, he will appreciate this movie like James and I did. Now, it's a pretty intense movie, and there is some child endangerment.
Yeah, well, no, he's 18.
He's an adult. So, all that setup, what did you think of Waves?
Well, I'm going to admit, when you gave me this recommendation, at first I was like, really? Waves? Like the movie that Zach always says, oh, you have to see Waves. I'm like, of all the movies to choose. But I was like, no, Zach is not just trying to get me to watch a movie. Like Zach thought this through, because we were texting back and forth, and I could tell you were agonizing over like, what should I pick? What should I pick for you? So I went in with open mind. It was not homework. I was excited to watch this movie because, like, you know what? Zach thinks I'm going to like this movie. And I saw the A24 pop up, and I was like, ooh, good start so far.
Now, did you watch this alone or with Megan?
I watched this alone.
Okay.
Yes, I will say all the movies I watched for both movies I watched for this episode, I watched by myself. Did you watch either of these movies with your family?
No.
Okay. You didn't watch Quiet Earth with like Jacob and Kayla?
No.
No. Okay. Good call. I enjoyed this movie.
Did you?
I did. Yes, I'll come out and say it right away. I enjoyed this movie. This movie is told in 2 stages. Right. It's sort of an A story and a B story, but they're very related. The A story is about this high school student. He's a wrestler. He is Black. He's very accomplished student. He's an accomplished wrestler. His father is Sterling K. Brown, who I thought was really good in this movie. And at first you're like, oh man, this kid's really driven. This kid really wants to like do well in life. And then as the movie goes on, you realize, oh, this kid is really pushed by his father. And maybe he wants to do well because his father wants him to do well and wants to push him. And there's actually a lot of discussion in this movie about like Black excellence and sort of, you know, like I'm not a Black person, obviously. The characters, they say we as Black people, we have to do better because we're already seen as less than. So we have to do even better than the average, which I think really kind of informed Sterling K. Brown's character and why he pushed so much. Now, you could argue the consequences of that pushing because something happens to the son. Right.
Yeah.
And so first something happens to his son that kind of starts to derail his academic college career, sports career, and then that kind of derails his mental health, which ends up derailing, he makes a choice that kind of derails his whole life. So the first half of this movie, you're watching this smart, accomplished athlete crumble because he's being pushed so hard by his father.
Yeah.
And then the second half of the movie picks up with his sister, who is kind of witnesses all this on the periphery. She's a minor character in the first half of the movie.
Yeah. And the second half, it's a big shift too. Like the movie is very different in the second half.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It even, I mean, this movie even goes as far as, which I thought was very clever. The aspect ratio continues to get smaller and smaller and smaller as the movie gets to like the center where everything gets real bad. And then it switches to the sister. By this point, we're in like by 4:3 aspect ratio. And then as the sister is now dealing with losing her brother as not being home anymore, her family falling apart, she is kind of like just sort of now she's crumbling because she's lost everything. She finds Lucas Hedges. They form a bond. And then her world gets a little brighter. She gets a little softer. She's able to find joy in life again. And then as that's happening, the movie literally opens up into like a wider aspect ratio. So yeah, I thought this movie was a very clever way of telling a story of both trauma, because a lot of movies would end with how this movie stopped in the middle. Of like, and then everything went bad and everyone feels terrible.
Yeah.
But instead, this movie gives you that low point and then tries to show how is this family going to dig out of this low point? How are they going to become a family again, become whole again?
Yep. Yep.
And I
You
thought
get the trough and the crest.
Exactly.
Of the wave.
Yep. The waves. I know this movie really is the ripple effects of trauma.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I like this. I thought kind of the three main characters, the son, his father, and the Holy Ghost. Sorry, the sister. I thought all three of them were really good in this movie.
Yeah.
I like Sterling K. Brown a lot.
Yeah.
I often see
I looked
him,
up his movies to see how you rated them too.
Okay.
I really based it off of like directors and actors and
you
plots.
did.
Yeah,
You did.
Yeah.
Has he played? I didn't really look at his cinematography. Has he played like softer characters? Because I usually associate with playing kind of these harder, smarmier, like intense characters.
Well, he's really good at that.
He is really good at that. Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Right, because in this movie, you don't see him as the dad and be like, oh, he's a bad dad. But as the movie goes on, you're like, oh, maybe he's not the most in touch dad.
Yeah, that weightlifting scene I thought was really well done.
Oh, wait, which one?
The father and dad weightlift. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they lift together. I also like after the injury when the son's trying to weightlift.
Yeah.
And he's trying to push himself and his body's just failing him.
Yeah.
But that was very well done. I do have one complaint about this movie.
Okay.
And I don't know if like there's a certain rule, especially when this movie came out, like A24 was still a pretty small studio. And maybe they have like a house rule of like, you must have a ethereal soundtrack with like splotchy out of focus colors for your scene transitions. And that got a little old. I'm not going to lie. This movie also starts and ends with like people driving a car and their hands out the window doing like that wave motion. I was like, oh boy, like that is we're really A24 coding this movie right now.
Yes.
So
yes, stick with the formula, man.
Yeah, but it doesn't do that the entire time.
Sure.
So just to say, so
yeah, if the movie had been that fluffy the whole time, it would have been hard.
It would have been real hard, yeah. But it definitely it gets intense at times. That's for sure. There's it goes places.
Yeah, it's not always a light watch. I would say that.
No, but it is it's a good movie, and I will say it lives up to the hype.
Okay,
because
nice.
I'm not gonna lie, it was on my watch list, but I was like, every time I had a chance to watch it, like, they just keep saying I should watch this, or like, it felt like homework.
Yeah,
but this experience did not feel like homework at all.
That's good. That's good.
What do you want to add about Waves?
I just thought it was extremely well acted.
Yeah,
and really well acted, and the fact that it is honestly 2 short films.
Yes.
That have connective tissue, and the films themselves, I thought both were strong, but both felt so different. Like they existed in the same universe, they had the same director, and that kind of thing, but like they felt so different, and it just gave the sense of like there's different ways to see the world, different possible outcomes in the world. Just depending on perspective and who you are and your situation and all these different factors, like the world can look and feel and be different for you. It's just an interesting how it's presented.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And like just especially the growth of the daughter character, because she sees Lucas Hedges in his relationship with his family, and he's sort of on the other end of things. And then that's, is that how is my life going to turn out this way? And sort of,
exactly.
I thought this is all very well done.
If
it's all very believable. At no point was I feeling like this character wouldn't do this or they wouldn't make that decision. Like these all felt like real characters making real poor decisions, but real decisions.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you liked it.
Me too.
Glad that you liked it.
Can I tell you the other movie I was going to recommend to you? I was going
please.
between two.
Please.
The other one is a movie called You Were Never Really Here.
You Were Never Really Here. I've heard that title, but I can't place it.
It's a Joaquin Phoenix movie.
Oh, is that the fake rapper video?
No,
movie?
that's I'm Not There or something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
No, I'm not going to give you the Joaquin
He has
Phoenix.
two that are very similar titles like that?
Very similar.
Okay.
This one's directed by Lynn Ramsey.
Okay.
Who's done We Should Talk About Kevin, which I know you like.
Yeah.
And Joaquin Phoenix kind of plays like a cleaner in the criminal world.
Okay.
And he's trying to find a kidnapped girl.
Okay.
And this movie is directed very well. And this movie does not shy away from violence, but also does not celebrate violence. But it's also about the criminal underworld that kidnaps girls.
Okay.
So I was like, oh man, this could be like, I think Zach could really like this because it's a strong director. You like Joaquin Phoenix. It's sort of a riff on Taxi Driver in a sense, maybe like a modern take on Taxi Driver, but it's not an easy movie to watch whatsoever. So
Sure.
like this could have been a home run or a strikeout.
Gotcha.
And I think Quiet Earth was a bit of a safer bet.
That was swinging for the fences.
Exactly. Like,
Okay.
like Zach could really like this, but it's not a light movie whatsoever.
Okay, perfect.
Now, there's no Hitler or naked men in this movie, to my knowledge. So,
okay, so that's a interesting thing to consider.
right. But I know what your barometer is for intensity in movies. So,
all right. So next, let's talk AI's picks. Okay.
Yes.
I basically ChatGPT has this agent feature now, and it has a deep reasoning model. So you can basically give it a task and it'll spend as long as it needs to figure it out.
Okay.
And so it took 21 minutes to make these picks. Just like processing our ratings, and then you could see its reasoning and as it's talking it through. And I saved some of those, so I'm going to read some of its thinking process. Okay, sure. Its thought process. So, and it at first it really was thinking about another movie for me, and it changed it. It kind of came up with two, and then I asked it to pick between the two, and it picked the one it picked, but it almost picked a different one.
Okay, interesting.
Which I think would have been very interesting because that was a movie that I definitely wanted to see, probably more, I think. Okay, so here's some of the things that it said as it was thinking things through.
Okay.
It seems the user enjoys films with moral weight, spirituality, and epic scope, like Bo Burnham's Inside, La La Land, as well as war epics such as 1917, Thin Red Line, and Paths of Glory. They dislike nihilism, surreal violence, and cynical tones. Okay.
Okay.
It said, it's interesting that some critically acclaimed films like Blue Velvet and American Splendor received low ratings, possibly because I prefer uplifting or less cynical content. And musicals like Chicago and Hairspray got lower ratings due to being more campy, while films like Moulin Rouge and La La Land are more emotional and better performed. It seems mainstream big entertainment without deeper meaning, like Pirates of the Caribbean and Spider-Man 3, may also have been viewed less favorably. It said the user seems to prefer musicals with a modern style, steering clear of flashy ones like Chicago or Hairspray. It also seemed to appreciate documentaries with themes of moral courage and heroism, like Free Solo and The Rescue. I'm
curious to see if a musical is one of the movies recommended for you, because it keeps bringing up musicals.
It's really thinking about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, based on what I've gathered, it seems the user dislikes movies that include cynical tones, sexual content, and certain dark elements like violence, drugs, or grotesque themes. They seem to appreciate moral heroism, aesthetically appealing movies, and meaningful stories like Leave No Trace. It strikes me as a good fit since it's a tender, uplifting survival tale with no cynicism. And then it's starting to really narrow in on a couple that it really liked. Okay.
But how would you say that assessment is of your overall cinematic style?
I don't know. It sounded good to me.
Okay. I mean,
It sounded
obviously,
good to me.
like you do watch movies with violence and with
Oh, sure.
you do enjoy some of those movies, but like on a whole.
Totally. Yeah. Okay. So then it started to pick a couple for me that I thought I might really be interested in.
Okay.
One was Capernaum.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. It said it's a powerful choice exploring themes of survival, innocence, loss, and resilience in a harsh context. It's deeply moving, but might be intense. If he hasn't seen it, it could provide a new perspective on social issues and human endurance. But it might be a little heavy. Okay.
Okay.
Then he really started to like A Hidden Life by Terrence Malick.
Are we calling ChatGPT he now? Are we going to
They, them, I don't know.
it's? Can we say it's?
Yeah, we can say it. Okay. It really liked A Hidden Life by Terrence Malick.
I'm not familiar with that one.
It said it had the best shot to be my new 5 out of 5.
Wow.
It has the moral courage war drama top marks that other films I liked had. I like Malick's films very highly. The Thin Red Line was 4.5. Tree of Life was 4.5. I consistently reward films that have spiritual weight and human tenderness.
Yep.
And what to expect: a lyrical, immersive filmmaking, a clear moral center, one of the most quietly devastating and ultimately hopeful final acts of the last decade.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was very high on A Hidden Life.
Yeah.
Okay. And for the reasons mentioned, okay. It also really liked a movie called Of Gods and Men, which I had not heard of, but it's from 2010. Ultimately, though, it went with a movie called Shoplifters from 2018.
Right.
It said it's a drama focusing on deep moral themes and family dynamics, which could resonate based on my 5-star ratings of films like High and Low and Children of Men. I seem to appreciate thoughtful narratives, and so I might enjoy this one. It said it had a quiet humanism from Japan that would slide right beside The Mission. It said it would be a solid pick exploring poverty, family, and moral boundaries, poignant and delicate in its storytelling. And it said, based on how I rated things like The Banshees of Inisherin, I might like this one because it was also beloved at festivals.
Oh, okay.
And finally it says they're considering it because of its thematic similarity to Bicycle Thieves, which I loved. And so, yeah, so ultimately I had it pick between Shoplifters and The Hidden Life, and it went for Shoplifters.
Okay.
And so Shoplifters is a 2018 drama by Hirokazu Korida, which I had never seen a film by him. It is about a found family of shoplifters.
Okay.
So there is a grandma who gets a pension from the government, her husband's pension. There is a father figure, although he's not really the father of anyone. His girlfriend. There is a daughter figure, and there is a young boy, maybe like 10.
Okay.
And the dad is teaching the boy how to shoplift, and they're very poor. They all kind of live together, very poor existence in Japan. They shoplift together, steal things to get by. They all live off their grandma's pension. They're all kind of like, have hustles of some type or whatever. And the central plot of the movie is as they're coming home one night, the father figure and the mother figure, they find a 4-year-old girl who is locked out of her house.
Oh.
And it's raining, and she has bruises on her arms, and she's obviously neglected and abused and all these kind of things. And so they take her home, and they basically decide they're not going to take her back. And they justify to themselves saying well, she was horribly treated there, obviously, and we're not kidnapping her because we're not asking for a ransom or anything.
Right.
We're just inviting her into our little family instead of sending her back to hers. But, they start teaching her how to shoplift and, do all these things. And the movie is really exploring this idea of found family. Like, who is your family? Who do you choose to be your family? And the ways that like people hurt each other and are loyal to each other, and those kind of ideas. And it's really good. I mean, honestly, it was a good pick. Now, I think that ChatGPT a little bit had the benefit of they could choose from movies that we haven't seen, in the sense of they know what movies are like very high regarded by people like us that we just haven't gotten to see, and it can choose between those. So it definitely, this is a movie that's been on my radar. I've certainly heard of it because of how well received it was when it came out by like, critics and stuff like that. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I did have to watch it in a number of sittings. The Quiet Earth I could watch straight through.
Sure.
This one I had to watch in a number of sittings just because of what was happening around me. I couldn't concentrate on it, and I had to like stop it and come back to it, kind of a thing. Because it's a foreign film, you have to read subtitles. It's there's a lot of dialogue, and so it's something you have to give your full attention to. And but it's got some really poignant scenes. It's got incredible acting. It's very realistic. It's like very realistic acting. And it doesn't hit you over the head with its message. It's pretty, it would be okay if you walked away without getting any message. You just start to care about these characters, but there is a message there. So I liked it. I thought it was a great film, and I would recommend it as well. So I think it was a good pick.
Is it very dramatic, or is it more of a quieter film?
There is things that happen, but it is a quieter film. It is a slice of life kind of film. So it's a very realistically acted, week in their lives kind of film.
Okay. I saw this and I thought of Parasite. I didn't see the movie, but like I saw the description and the poster. I thought of Parasites, but I don't know if there's that much relation to it.
No, maybe some of the themes of like, poverty and like that kind of thing, but it shares almost nothing with Parasite as far as like how it's directed, the vibe of it, all of that.
Class structure, things like that.
Yeah, it doesn't really even get into class structure a little bit, but like they feel like extremely different type of movies.
Sure.
Yeah. So it was interesting. That was its pick for me. It did not pick that for you. Do you think that's a movie that you would enjoy based on our description of it?
I think I would have found it probably fine. It's
sure.
I bet you that would be like a 3.5.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this is well acted and this is interesting, but yeah, I don't know if a slice of life, low stakes drama about,
found family.
I don't, that would really jump out to me.
Yeah, totally.
But
cool.
Capernaum, I really liked. So it seemed to be on an interesting path with you with Capernaum.
Yeah. I was looking at Capernaum with me. Okay, but for you, do you want me to walk you through its thought process for you?
Yeah, I would love to, because my pick was very interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so it says, this person they have diverse taste, ranging from classic masterpieces to serious dramas and even modern blockbusters like The Dark Knight and Tarantino films. The common thread seems to be they appreciate quality across different genres and eras, so they've broadened their cinematic horizons. They have a strong desire for films that are well made and engaging rather than just following trends. Okay. Here's what they don't like. They tend to dislike mainstream comedies, B movies, and exploitation films. Their 1-star rating for Perfect Blue suggests they might not enjoy psychological anime. Yet they gave Grave of the Fireflies a solid rating, so they might have a preference for sincere, heartfelt anime.
I really feel like that 1-star rating of Perfect Blue is just mess. I need to rewatch Perfect Blue because that's just messing. I saw that like 30 some years ago.
Well, you dislike psychological anime because of it.
Based on that one.
Their overall taste in film leans towards films with depth, craftsmanship, and a strong moral center. So they're going to look for something thoughtful, possibly a lesser known gem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. here's where they start getting into some things.
Sure.
It looks like he gave Come and See a 5, but
He
rated
did.
The Cranes Are Flying lower at 3.5. It suggests he prefers the more intense, emotionally gripping films. Okay.
Okay. This is interesting that it's focusing on Russian World War II already.
Right.
Does ChatGPT, because the same for you, like for you went on this musical bend for a while.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like, does it get stuck on a thread and then
Well, it really does. Like, so it'll hit a movie that's like a musical and it'll be like, oh, do they love musicals? Let's
Right.
explore this for a while. Yeah.
okay, so maybe it's exploring Russian World War II cinema.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like the user appreciates spiritual themes in films, so examining gritty French dramas could be a good direction. For instance, La Haine is rated 4, and Rust and Bone received the same rating. Then there's a possibility with Mesrin or La Samurai. I should check for the ratings on Papillon, especially since it's a prison drama and could align with their interests of a gritty prisoner narrative. They're considering the ratings of Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile. With Shawshank, you rated it a 4.5, so they're wondering if Green Mile fits, or if you would like that as much.
I've seen The Green Mile.
Yeah, well, it didn't know that at that point.
Oh, I figured it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would basically like make a guess. Like, I wonder if they would like this movie. Oh, they rated it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. It looks like their average rating for films before 1980 is higher than those after 1980.
True.
Which is,
yes.
yeah, it shows a preference for older films. Okay. And then it started circling around 2 movies for you.
Okay.
Okay. And the first one it did not pick for you is A Prophet.
I don't know if I'm familiar with A Prophet.
Based on the ratings you've shared, your favorite films tend to balance intense, gritty storytelling with finely drawn characters and moral complexity. Since you gave 5 stars to crime epics and gangster classics like Goodfellas, Scarface, and The Godfather, and you also love prison dramas and war stories like Shawshank Redemption, Saving Private Ryan, Schindler's List, and Come and See, at the same time, you respond strongly to character-driven films about resilience and personal growth like Brokeback Mountain and Sound of Metal. Taking all of that into account, the film I believe you're most likely to love and haven't seen is A Prophet. It's a French movie directed by Jacques Audiard.
Mm-hmm.
This 2009 French prison crime drama follows Malik, a young illiterate Algerian petty criminal who enters prison and under the thumb of Corsican mobsters slowly climbs the hierarchy until he becomes a key player in both the Corsican and Maghrabi crime syndicates. Over 155 minutes, the film combines the claustrophobic tension of a prison story with the sweep of a gangster epic. Critics showered it with praise. It did well at Cannes. Given your affinity for hard-hitting crime dramas and morally layered character studies, A Prophet seems tailor-made for you. It captures the raw atmospheric tension of a prison thriller while offering the sweeping narrative of a gangster epic. And its critical acclaim suggests it's on par with the modern classics you rate highly. I believe it has the best chance of becoming your next favorite film.
I'm intrigued by this movie.
Does its description intrigue you based on your?
This does. And I do think ChatGPT has hit some things on the head here with like morally complex characters. Yeah.
Okay. It also started thinking about this movie, The Ascent. Okay, The Ascent seems like a solid choice. Okay. It's considering other war tragedies in the same vein that you liked as well. It could align thematically with your taste. It's going to steer clear of musicals and comedic musicals for now, assuming they don't rate well for you.
Smart.
Your commonalities of low-rated films are trashy comedies, exploitative content, sequels, and musicals. In contrast, The Ascent aligns better with what the user has liked: war dramas, spiritual themes, and emotional depth. It's not widely known, which makes it a hidden gem. Also, it's available to stream.
Yeah, well, was that one of the criteria you put in there?
I'd like that for you.
Okay.
It seems you enjoy gritty films, especially those with more dramatic, intense style. It's wondering how you'd respond to something like Prisoners, but also wanted to explore The Ascent, which is an older Soviet Eastern European film. It saw you liked Come and See, and also you liked Andrei Rublev.
Both. Yes, correct.
Yeah. So about The Ascent, it says it's a wartime moral courage epic, like Come and See, Saving Private Ryan, Paths of Glory, and Grave of the Fireflies. Movies that get dragged down for you are broad, low-effort studio comedies or tired franchise sequels, like Date Movie, Batman and Robin, or Transformers 3. However, The Ascent is a World War II Belarus movie where two partisans face treachery, faith betrayal, and he thinks you would like it for that reason. It's auteur-driven with a formerly rigorous cinema like Kubrick and Kurosawa, who all do well for you. And you don't like campy movies like Barbarella and Hercules in New York. You like movies that have spiritual weight and humanistic empathy like Andrei Rublev and The Mission, but you don't like stylized nihilism and empty shock like
Lie.
Perfect Blue.
There's a Perfect Blue again.
Yeah. You've logged 254 films at 4.5 stars or above. And nearly a fifth are serious war dramas or spiritually charged historical pieces.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
So I thought The Ascent fits squarely at the intersection, but it's not on your list. And so ultimately I asked it, okay, so which should he watch? Should he watch The Ascent? Because he has an affinity for austere Eastern European classics from before 1980 with a tolerance for bleak realism when paired with a transcendent payoff. A Prophet. And ultimately it went with the tilt towards The Ascent. It said that you would like it better. So
Okay. Wow.
You watch The Ascent. I have not seen this movie, so I'm gonna lean on you to tell me about it.
Sure.
Tell me about The Ascent.
So this movie is a 1977 USSR made movie. It takes place during World War II in sort of the contested lands between the Soviet Union and Germany at the time. It's directed by this woman named Larissa Shepitko, who apparently was a rising star in Soviet cinema and was killed in a car crash shortly after this movie. So this is her final film.
She wasn't murdered, right? It was an accident?
I believe it was an accident.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. But ask Gorbachev, he'll tell you for sure.
Okay.
So, and I believe this also won like the Berlin Prize the Golden Lion, whatever it is, Berlin International. Yeah, the Golden Bear.
Okay.
This won the Golden Bear for the year. So, and it's all, you and I are list at least I'm a former list accomplisher. If you go to I Check Movies, this is on 14 lists.
Wow.
And we're talking like BBC 100 Greatest, Berlin International Film, Russian Guild of Film Criterion Collection, Sight and Sound. So it's on some pretty heavy hitter lists here. But definitely this felt like a hidden gem because I've never heard of this movie before.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, it takes place during World War II. There are these two Soviet partisan soldiers, and partisans are like guerrillas essentially. And they're traveling with a larger band of guerrillas and civilians. And they're traveling across, I don't know, I think Belarus. It's just in the middle of winter. Everything is frozen and cold and snowy. There's men, women, children. Everyone's hungry and they need to get supplies because they're trying to outrun the Germans and trying to survive. So two of these partisans are sent off to go to a local farm to get supplies. And they make their way to the local farm. They arrive there and everything's gone. The family's gone. There's no more supplies there. They don't have the option to turn around, right? If they turn around, people starve. So they have to go deeper into enemy territory to try and find supplies. They eventually find another house with a woman and 3 children. Before they get there, they have a little skirmish with some German soldiers where one of the guys is injured, but they are able to get away. And as they're spending time with this woman and her 3 kids, the German soldiers show up and arrest the adults. The kids are left behind, but they arrest the 2 soldiers and this woman and bring them back to a prison encampment. for being traitors, essentially. So this movie is about your principles and your conscience, because once they're in jail, they're given the option like, oh, you can they're basically told you are going to be shot, right? You got involved with these German soldiers, you killed one. In the morning, you're being shot. Unless, can you give us information? Can you join the local police? So essentially become like, a thug. And they're given all these like deals, they're tortured. And it's sort of about your principles and your conscience going against the human will to survive. So the first half is sort of like a journey movie, and the second half is now we're in this. There's no good options. What are we going to do? And each person is reacting differently to the situation. So it's a really interesting character study on morally complex characters who are in an impossible situation. And it's, do I betray my friends? Do I join the enemy? Do I lie and do something else? What's going to save my skin versus what's going to be better for the greater good? And there's a lot of these conversations and this complexity happening amongst these soldiers. So yeah, I would say it's definitely as like a morally gray war movie. It's up there. It's not as intense as like Come and See, so it's a little easier to get into. It's also, it didn't feel like an epic. This felt like a smaller scale movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's like it's mostly two guys. The skirmishes are these two guys fighting like 6 other soldiers.
Okay.
So you're never getting like huge battles or anything like that. But it's kind of saying that even war can be at a small scale. Not every battle is like the be all end all battle. People are fighting these smaller personal battles the entire time. This movie also does to snow what Woman in the Dunes did for sand.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like there's so much snow in this movie. Everything is covered in snow the entire time. And it's always windy and whipping. And it just looks miserable.
It's Russia, man.
It looks so miserable. Like, I guess that's your home.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when they get excited for a potato, you're like, oh man, this seems rough. So yeah, I kind of want you to see this movie. I think you would like it.
You think I would like it? What did you think? Did you like it?
I did like it. Yes. Yeah. I had to watch this in 2 sittings also.
Sure.
Because you have to get your head into it. It is in Russian, obviously. Mm-hmm. It's black and white. It's not. You've seen movies of this, like Russian movies of this era, right? It's not the highest production value. It's a lot of like ADR sounds, so it doesn't sound like you have to get your head wrapped around. This is not produced like a Hollywood movie, right?
Sure.
This was made in the Soviet Union, the 70s, right? Which had they weren't making Jaws at the time. But if you can get beyond like this is going to look and sound different, the actors are all strong, and just you feel the moral complexity, and you kind of understand every character's decision. Whether they're faithful or not, you would say, oh, I see why they would do that. And, I may not agree necessarily, but I can understand why they're making these choices.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool.
This feels like a very personal war movie. I'm curious about this director and like what her experiences were.
Yeah, I like that it was directed by a woman.
Yeah.
Did it land the plane? Like, did it have a good ending?
It has a great ending.
Ooh, I like that.
Don't tell me about it without spoiling. I mean,
for sure,
it'd be a spoiler to talk about it, but
so don't. But that's great. That's great.
I want you to watch it so we can discuss the ending.
Okay. Nice.
This movie has not dream sequences, but it has multiple moments where like a character thinks about doing something, and then it shows that on screen and the consequences of it, and then cuts back to the character still like thinking about it.
Nice.
I thought that was that seems innovative.
Yeah. And
especially for this era of like not a dream sequence, but just an idea of like playing out what could happen, and then the character be like, nope, I don't want to do that.
That's great. All right.
Yeah.
So we've talked about 4 movies.
Yes, we have.
Let's letterbox them. Let's see how we did.
Okay.
How we did. So I gave The Quiet Earth 4 stars.
Excellent. I gave Waves 4 stars.
Okay. And I gave Shoplifters 4 stars.
And I gave The Ascent 4 stars. That's such a cop-out, I know.
No, but those are my honest ratings about
Yeah.
those films. Yeah.
I feel the same way. Yep.
For both those films, I liked them better than just, yeah, that was a good movie. I liked these movies a lot. I'll think about these movies. They're 4-star movies for me. Now,
Yes.
neither of them were 5-star, like this is my new favorite film.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tall order. You can't be a 5-star movie without hitting on some really idiosyncratic, like time and place type of things, you know?
Yeah.
That's funny. We give all 4 of these 4 stars.
I think that goes to show that we know each other pretty well, that we could
Yeah.
find movies that, hey, I think you're gonna like this.
Yep.
More than just the average movie.
Yep.
But also that, ChatGPT did a decent job of like kind of poking through our ratings, going on these threads and sort of coming across recommendations.
Well, the thing is, we provided it with so much data.
Exactly.
Data. One of the two.
But all it cared about was how I rated Perfect Blue, though.
Yeah, right. Wonder how much that skews it. Yeah, so that is really interesting. So there's a couple takeaways you could have. One, it could be that AI is about to replace long-term friendship.
Possibly, yes.
Or the other one is you have developed a sense of what I would like that's worth pouring over the data.
Right. Like, I don't know every rating you've given every movie. Right. I could have. I could have looked at every rating you've given and look at movies I've given and what we have in common and compared and be like, oh, I think you'll like this too. But I think for me, and you probably did the same way, we went more just on vibes, just because we've known each other for a long time. We know what we like and don't like. Yeah. Yeah.
I will say I'm tempted to watch The Ascent. Are you tempted to watch A Prophet?
I'm tempted to watch A Prophet.
Yeah.
I'll admit Shoplifters, I'd watch it, but it's not up there.
It wasn't recommended for you.
It was not. No, but A Prophet sounds interesting.
Yeah. And I'm definitely tempted to watch the Terrence Malick film.
Yeah. What was that called?
A Hidden Life.
I might want to watch that.
Yeah. It looks really good. It's World War II. It is a Terrence Malick film, but people were describing it. I was reading a little bit about it as his most accessible film since Badlands.
At 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not the like super artsy of Tree
of Life or something like that. Okay.
Okay. Well, I think that was a fun experiment, and we watched some good movies because of it.
Well, we haven't chosen a winner though.
I mean, I don't know.
A winner.
Yeah, I don't really want to actually, just because I like them for different reasons. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like they're 2 different movies, and I don't want to say I like this one better than the other one, or ChatGPT knows me better versus Zach.
Yeah, well, I think we all know I know you better than ChatGPT.
Right now, you do.
But I've been feeding it information about you, so soon it will know more.
Tell the listeners the movie that you wanted to recommend for me. You said, "Oh, this will be easy. I've seen it find," and then you like mad-libbed a movie out.
Oh yeah. It was I don't remember exactly. Maybe you remember better.
It was a 1980s erotic thriller starring Charlize Theron, directed by Billy Wilder.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. And you're like, yeah, I would be interested in that movie.
I would 100% watch that movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Please.
Yeah.
Someone make that.
Written by Billy Wilder, directed by Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, that's right. That's what that was. Yeah. Yep.
What would mine be?
Yours would be a Disney animated post-apocalyptic movie that is hopeful.
I mean, I would watch that.
You would, exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that's funny.
All right.
Cool.
Well, thank you for listening to this episode 691 of the Cinereelists. We didn't mention this before, but if you want to get a hold of us, please email us, heyguys@cinereelists.com. If you want to put your ratings into ChatGPT, or what was it, AI agent? What was it called that you used?
It was ChatGPT.
It was ChatGPT. And see what it spits out for you. Go for it. Also, I'd say check out a website called letterbox.tools. If you're a Letterbox user, that's got some fun things to play around with. Maybe we'll discuss that in the future at some point.
I think we will.
Yeah. You can follow us on social media at Cinereelists. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Blue Sky. Anything else that I'm missing from
TikTok.
our socials? TikTok. Oh, yeah, we're on TikTok. I don't have TikTok, so I believe
We're
you.
on it.
I believe you. Also, you can follow us on Letterboxd and other social media. Zach, where can they find you?
I'm on Twitter and Letterboxd at Chauvin.
And I am on Letterboxd at Peter SKB. Next week, unknown. We have ideas.
Is it unknown? We're maybe gonna watch The Naked Gun.
Maybe The Naked Gun, the new Liam Neeson one, not the Leslie Nielsen one.
Yeah,
that's confusing already.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
If that's coincidental, that's great casting right there.
I mean, I think it is coincidental.
But it's Liam Neeson, Leslie Nielsen. Those are two names you could easily like mix up together.
Yeah, no, totally. It's
like
perfect.
Liam Nielsen.
It's a happy accident.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, until next time, keep it cinereal.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.